What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we're back with another A to Z of Ark for you guys today. And as you guys can no doubt tell, we are looking at the Diplodocus today. Now, where to begin with this guy? Honestly, probably one of the most, I can't say useless because he does have his uses. One of the most annoying dinos on Ark though. He doesn't attack you, he just pushes you back. Now, he can also do this to your tames, to literally anything you own. So this knocks you back and it can cause you to take fall damage. It can cause your dinos to get yeeted off bloody cliff faces, pushed into spikes, you name it. These guys are really frustrating and they can push you into everything. Now, these guys are found on every map except for Scorched Earth once again. So take note of that. You can find aberrant varieties of them as well. But these guys have a uniqueness about them. So they are the only dino with an attack that doesn't actually deal damage. Their head knock actually doesn't deal damage to anything. If you attack anything with it, it will deal 0 damage. Nonetheless, it also can be tamed passively or aggressively. So you can either use it, knock it out as a taming method, or you can passively feed it. Now, to passively feed it, what you're going to need is some simple kibble, regular kibble, which you can see here, we've got some here. If you don't have regular kibble, you can use Mejo berries. Wouldn't recommend using Mejo berries though, unless you're going to aggressively tame it, because it'll take a very long time to passive tame it off of Mejo berries. And this is a 145 here anyway, so yeah, this guy will take a while. Now, the first and second feeds are the longest feeds and the longest wait times for a Diplodocus. After that, it gets relatively faster and you don't have to worry too much about that. But for the purpose of the video, we're just going to automatically tame it up. So, like I said, regular kibble and Mejo berries. You can also use veggies if you're playing on like Primitive Plus, but you're probably not playing on Primitive Plus. Once you've tamed him up, this guy, he's kind of got some unique roles, I guess. His saddle requirement is level 32. It's relatively expensive to make. 200 metal ingots, 850 hide, 600 fiber, 250 wood. Nonetheless, once you make it, you pretty much gain access to a bus. That's the best way to sum it up. A Diplodocus bus. So on each side of the Diplodocus' saddle, he can hold 5 players. So that in total causes the Diplodocus to be a bus of 11 players, which is pretty effective for getting around the map. Now, this guy also picks up speed while running. So the longer you run for, the more speed he will pick up, which once again is subjectively up to you whether or not you value that as a bus dino. He also has a very, very good turning radius. You can turn very quickly on a Diplodocus, so you've got that going for him. He doesn't really have too much else going for him. As for his attacks, like I said, he has a primary attack which deals 0 damage. All it does is knock stuff back. So you can see here we can knock kangaroos back, we can knock raptors back, we can knock enemy players, enemy tames, all that sort of stuff. The Diplodocus is capable of knocking it all back. That is his only attack. I kind of wish he had like a tail whip attack, because his tail is absolutely terrifying. Imagine getting smacked in the face with the Diplodocus tail. Nonetheless, he can also gather berries and thatch, so he's kind of like a poor man's Bronto. And if you also don't want to glitch out the server, you can use a Diplodocus. And you can see here, he's able to gather a bit of thatch. Berries as well. Obviously, he's a herbivore, so it makes sense. He's going to need a way to eat. Now, this guy, you can pretty much use him to ferry weight across maps. Like I said, he's relatively fast. You can pump up his movement speed a little bit. He does have very solid weight and health, but your problem you're going to be running into is any hostile creatures will try to kill you on sight, and you've got no real way of defending yourself unless you've got like some cargo dinos alongside you, like some direwolves or something like that. Now, another added benefit of his harvesting ability is that it won't aggravate any sort of dinos in the area. So, for example, if we're harvesting berries over here and there's like a Diplodocus and we hit it, it's not going to aggro on the Diplo. It won't aggro. The Dodic won't get aggroed. Obviously, if they're carnivores and they're hostile, they will aggro on you. But you can see here, because the Diplodocus, I think it counts as a certain sized tier dino. Certain carnivores won't attack it, so I'm pretty sure it's carnos. Anything smaller than carnos won't attack it, carnivore-wise. So allos will still attack, rexes will still attack, spinos will still attack. They'll all still attack you, but like raptors and the smaller stuff actually won't attack you. So you're pretty much invisible to them, which makes harvesting a little bit easier. Now, another actual use of the Diplodocuses is that with their knockback ability, they actually have the ability to knock out Reaper Kings, Basilisks from out underneath the ground. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to do it right now with a tamed one, but if you've got like an enemy PvPer and you're searching their base or searching the area for any hidden dinos or anything like that with some direwolves, the Diplodocus can actually knock the Reaper Kings and the Basilisks out of their burrows, which is really good if you're trying to get some hidden loot or anything like that, especially if the Reaper Kings are on passive, because the Diplodocus is able to pretty much knock any creature back, which is really good for the PvP circumstances. It's a very, very niche mount. But this guy's kind of derpy. His face is kind of funky. So, you know, what's not to love about Mr. Diplodocus here? I just kind of wish he had some more, like, versatility. Like, his tail whip could be a very fierce attack. Nonetheless, guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. That's everything you need to know about the Diplodocus. You generally find this guy pretty much all over the maps, in the, like, the foresty, open grassland areas. But, yeah, they're very tedious to passive tame if you're using Mejo berries, so make sure you've got kibble. If you do want to use Mejo berries, definitely knock them out. They do have high torpor, so do come prepared though, and make sure you build a trap for them or not fighting near a cliff face, otherwise you will get yeeted off the cliff. Nonetheless, guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below for more, but other than that, guys, I will catch you in the next